Good morning, everybody. How in the world are you? I'm going to see if I can find some different music. Spirit of Stillness. Well, that's some native guy. The Nature Healing Society. Flute. Good morning, relaxing energy music. Let's try that one.
With Loop earplugs, you can enjoy any event without feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated. But that's not all. They enhance your style.
Skip the ad. This one usually doesn't have any ads. Ooh, I like the scenery. It's a beach and palm trees. And let's look at what we got going on here, guys. Something I may have stumbled upon as a possible reason why the market is behaving the way it is. That's London High right there. We're moving somewhere and then we're going into ranges. Before it was small ranges, you know, like maybe 20-point ranges. And now it's 50-point ranges, 60-point ranges, sometimes 200-point ranges like yesterday. Okay, so a 15-minute chart will reveal the ranges I'm talking about. That's what we got going over here. So we came up here and we're in this range and it seems like we're going somewhere. When you're zoomed into a 1-minute chart, it seems like we're just falling out of bed, but we're really just taking the highs and the lows of this range. And then we kind of stayed in the confines of it for a minute, pushed lower, got into another range. We did take out that low and worked into this fair value gap. We took out London low, bounced off London pre-market high. So we're a ways from settlement. It's up here. 25% of last week's settlement. This is where Asia stopped last night, right there. That's the Asia high. Okay, so my hypo is we have these two wicks. I don't think we'll dip down into here, but we might. We have these two wicks right here at the bottom, and they're just above 700. And so my hypo was that let me get rid of those for now. At the open, we dip in to these two, and then we make a run towards settlement. I think ultimately we're going to trade lower. I think we're going to address these during regular market hours. We're already below the other two 4-hour, and then I think this is our ultimate target for the day, but it may just be this one. We're opening so low down in the chain. If it takes this before the open, I might go ahead and jump in because we're leaving relative equal highs up here at the top of it. I did get in on a few here, got up $100, stopped at break even. $100 again, stopped at break even. I lost this last night in this range right here. No, this range right here during London. I had one heck of a trade going in my combine. I got up $1,000 and then like an idiot took a short here. We got up to about maybe right here and I took a short and then it got really bad and I had to kill it and I lost everything I'd made and then some in a combine. But you know, it's a combine, so we dipped and we took that one there. It's going to be an interesting open. I think if we open right here where we are now, going to fill the gap, isn't that far away, really. Not for the way we've been moving. 200 points. All right, so there's our dip. We got a couple of them there. 825, we always do a little run like this. You'll see an influx of. I'm gonna buy one there. Just right there. And I'm gonna hold it. We may dip here, but I don't think so. think we address these. I think we run for that gap. So I'm going to go ahead and get in pre-market, pre-open, and pray. Yeah, let's say a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, please let this position work out. I can't take another losing day. No, I can take another losing day. They say the best loser wins. Well, I'm learning how to be the best loser. There's a book, actually, a trading book called The Best Loser Wins. That's my mental focus thingy right there. I'm hoping it pulls away far enough now that I can safely put a stop at break even. And so even at the open, if I'm 100% incorrect, that's not going to clean my account out, because I don't want to add to this loss right here. And I've been straight losing on these combines. I think I know what I've been doing. I know what I've been doing. We've had so many directional days, I've just gotten into the habit of trying to take continuation trades like this, continuation trade, instead of looking at my 4-hour lows and thinking, oh, we just took that one. There's a possibility we could rip higher. The first time we hit it, we went up 170. The second time we went up 250. Yeah, we may not even make it to the open. But it's back to London low. I don't think we've moved safely away from it yet. I think we could revisit it. But maybe not. Oh man, you dirty rat. And that was just a wick job there. Get back in again. Hey, I like that one better. I like that pull away much better. I could just take this and try to get back in again. Maybe. Since we're just doing the dance. I want it at 703. 703 is that magic number. If it's not going to go to round number, a lot of times it'll go to 703 and stop. So I kind of want to look at a 1 minute chart and see if we just did that. So we went to round number there. We went back to 702. The low of that is 750. The low of this one, no. Low of this one, 704.75. We're about to find out what's up. We got 1 minute to the open. $704.75. I'm gonna try it at 703. If I don't get filled, it's okay. It may rip straight lower. It may rip to 600. But I do expect a rip one way or another. I just like this straight line up here for a first target. There we go. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Dadgummit, it didn't get it. Get it. Maybe. Maybe half of that. This is the opening range candle. A lot of times we'll take the low of the opening range candle. So that'd be 704. Man, it just did 704.50. It took that 1 minute candle right there and that was it. Now we're all the way back to 50. Son of a gun. I want to try to get in it. Half of that, 36 perhaps. Wick test maybe. Come on, grab me. Grab me this time. This is still the opening range. This is the very first minute candle. So it could come all the way down to here and get me. Now that would have filled me at 703. Dadgum ya. Alright, well that was a bad idea. So, opening range, first minute of the day. High and low. Is often, people will use this as a trade. Whichever side we leave that first minute, they'll take a trade in that direction. At the low of the opening range. So that would be at 706. Now, I don't know that that's what we're up to here. Because we have a 70% chance we fill the gap at least halfway. So, I'm just going to kind of watch it here. This 15-minute range, that's the low of it. And a lot of times, see how we're back into it? This is the first 1 minute candle right there. We're back into it. People will put their stop above the high of that. Now we're back to it. So here we go filling that range. Dadgum, man, I was close. Was close to getting in on that one. That would have been a nice one. Maybe I get a little pullback here. A Judas on the opening range. Not quite half the gap. Alright, let's try another one. And we'll try to get a gap fill. We're almost to half the gap. Let's look at a RTH chart. Oh, over here. Alright, so yeah, we're right at half the gap. We have a nice clean straight line above. The open is actually here. So that's half the gap right there. So I really need to take it off there and expect to pull back to about 25%. We may continue up. What happened? I thought I took it off. I was up like 70 bucks at 27. I sure thought I took it off. So somewhere around here, 67 might be a good entry. A little dip below that. This is our first presentation fair value gap as well, but we already took 50. My hypo for the day is not long, it's short. So I'm not going to take another one here. Unless I see something really fancy here, I'm not going to take another one. I might take a short. First prez right here. If we can invert that sucker, I'll take it. I'll make it gray. We filled half the gap. That's the 70% rule. Yeah. I like that clean straight line up here though. I really think we need to offer up to here. But, like I say, the market doesn't care what I think. Yeah. I'm going to try to get in here. One short. Might get spanked. We're early. I'm going to get rid of all these London lines. Why won't it click on there? That's the open. We're back to it. Oh man, right back to my entry. Wow. This is one of those I would like to hold for the rest of the day if it'll let me. But if it keeps dancing here, I'm going to take 20 bucks, get back in, take 20 bucks, get back in, take 20 bucks. So I would expect it to fall out of bed here. So I don't want to try to anticipate what we're going to do next. A lot of lines there. I'm going to delete these. So I would want it to stay below this box if we're going to continue lower. We can invert it to the upside just as easily as inverting it to the downside. And there we go above it. So yeah, this is another loser. We're already down nearly 85 bucks. I'll give it a second. I'll let this candle finish. I need to give it like $200 movement. That's one micro. That's a 50-point rip. Yeah, I don't trust it. So there goes another $100. These candles don't look like much. Not much at all. But they're much. 130.1 minute candle. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. You can endure that. 15 seconds. Look at these. What's our biggest 15-second candle? Let's do a 1 second candle and see what our biggest 1 second candle is here. See, I still like this short. I still like it. From the 1 second perspective, we got a breaker. I'm taking this sucker again. Look at that craziness. A 1 second candle, man. I like it. Oh, don't you do it again. 1 second, dirty, rotten scoundrel. We're inverting. I'm gonna get smoked again. Are you freaking kidding me? I need out. I can at least get a better entry. Come on. Break even. Fall out of bed, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. Look at that freaking 1 second chart move. Goodness gracious. That is fun. I've never traded on a 1 second chart before, but we have a breaker. Definitely getting stopped at break even, right? This is a point of contention right here. If we can get past it with a big long 1 second candle, we might have something here. So 1 second breaker configuration, our breaker's actually right here. Fair value gap here. We respected it for now. First pres. Oh, I gotta get out of this. We're break even again. Interesting. I want in again though. I want in again around here. However high up it goes here, that's where I want in. I'm gonna try it right there at that halfway point. Where would that be? 60? I'm gonna try it right here at 50. We're gonna have to get 40, 40, 40, 40. Come on, get me. We did take this low, so we could offer to the highs. I might get smoked here again. But I'm expecting it to respect this first presentation fair value gap and continue lower. Down to that red line down here. That's what I want to see. Let's go back to break even. Just in case something crazy happens. Have y'all ever looked at a 1 second chart like this? This thing is funny. ICT told me he'd traded off of a 1 second chart one time. I heard it in one of his videos. And I was like, never tried that. This is fun. It looks like we've had a lot of price action, and we really haven't. We're only, what, 12 minutes into the market? That's a nice little PD array, though. It does give you some information. It can all change in a second. But that's okay. So my purpose of this was to find the largest 1 minute or 1 second candle in this little run up here. It looks like this guy's our 1 second candle in that 130.1 minute candle. This one right here. 15 points in 1 second. I think this one's bigger. It looks like to be 20 points in 1 second. Yep. 21 points in 1 second. Heck yeah. We just took the low of the opening, whatever. I feel like I should probably take off here and maybe try to re-enter, but I'm gonna just let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. Going back to the first pres at this point, possible. I'm right at the base of it, so it stopped me at break even. But I'm wanting to take this red line. I'd actually like to see it take the red line and keep going. Red line is at 625. So let's go ahead and move it down there. Further, no, not yet. 625. That'll work. The overnight low is a little bit lower than that. I think it dipped to, I actually want it to go all the way down here, but I don't think it's going to touch that red line. Where's my other lines? Oh, maybe because I'm on this 1 second chart. It's not showing up. Let's go to 5 minute. I want it to go here. If my hypo that we're getting down to those relative equal lows on the weekly chart by the end of December is going to manifest, we need to drop about 500 points a day. But yeah, our overnight low is a little bit lower than that. See, I'm just now back to even with my losses I took earlier, trying to get in on this move. And I could get stopped at break even here. I have no doubt, no freaking doubt whatsoever. This market is insane right now. That's an 80-point rip to the upside right there. If it gets all the way to my entry, stops me out at break even like it just did, that is a 100 point rip. And it's going to continue down too. It's going there. But how high will we go up first? Maybe back to first pres? Where even is it? This is what I was talking about with these ranges. It looks like we're going somewhere, but we're really just working a range. So we did go back to first pres there. 25, 100 point rip up, right back 50 point rip back down. I'm gonna try to get in here at 700. Come on, get me in. Damn it, I'm not gonna be able to get in. Come on. If I mark it in, it'll be bad. It'll be a real bad sitch. So, 1 minute chart, let's look at it. Half of that candle right there, 95. We should be able to get filled right there. I'll put it at 95. Oh, I'm not gonna get filled. Dadgummit. So in that situation, more stop might have saved me. Might have saved me. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna take, that's a London low right there. I'm gonna take a minute and watch this thing move for a minute because I could really screw up my account. I mean, I was back to even there, and we ripped higher at 100 points. That's NASDAQ right now. If you see $200 on one micro, you better take that crap. 98 points down. See, this is where I screwed up on my combine last night. I think I left an order in on there, and I think I'm getting my butt handed to me on it right now. Because I don't even have a stop in over there. Yes, I am officially getting my butt handed to me over here. I forgot about that order. We just took that low. We could possibly push back up, but I don't think so. I'm going to reverse this position. See how much higher we push. Maybe we take that 1 minute. Back to 80 maybe. Uh-oh. What did I do there? I had 4 on. I sold 1. I'm going to reverse. So it'll match my hypo that way. We need to take London low here. Man, I was doing so good. I had a $1,500 day yesterday and was really kicking butt. Got up $1,000 last night. And when we took this low in London, we just shot straight up, and I didn't have a stop on. I didn't have anything. I was trading my other account, to be honest. I let it get away from me. I want to see a flush below this. Like, this isn't even where we're reaching to, kind of a flush. Like a push, maybe try to get down to here. But round number, I got to take it off. That's my deal. Always kill it at round number. We usually bounce. Sometimes we don't, but we usually bounce. Opening range has 10 minutes remaining. London took that low and ripped up 250 points. So I'm going to see if this one will rip up a little ways. We got relative equal highs right there. That looks like a 20-minute chart or a 15-minute candle, but it's not. It's a 1-minute candle. Relative equal highs right there. 60 points away. It's got some potential. Let's see how it behaves with this wick right here. If it takes that wick and continues down, then we got to reverse this thing. But I want to see it rip back up to those highs. There we go. Yeah, it's wanting to go back down. I'm gonna let the opening range play out here. Already took London low, so this would be opening range low. Man, look how long that candle is. I don't have a stop loss big enough for that. 58 points. You'd need at least that big of a stop loss. I think we're offering to 400 on this run. But man, this would be a good spot to get in on it right here. That would be the best spot. 680. I need to relabel that. It's no longer London low. Opening range. Low. I'm going to try a long, try to get to these again, not get smoked. Yeah, we're just taking wicks and running lower, taking wicks, running lower. That is a order block to the bullish side. So as long as we can, that remains the low of the day right now, we have a chance of offering up to these relative equal highs right there. But if it pokes that one, I'm going to kill it. Yeah, we poked it. There's another $100. It's so hard to predict what this thing's going to do, but we continue to make lower lows. So I'm going to go ahead and get in, and I'm not going to worry too much. I mean, I've got a little bit of wiggle room here. I'm getting pretty close to blowing it up, but I got a little bit of wiggle room there, $800 or so. I really should be looking at my XFA and thinking we need to try to get in on this, but I'm going to let the opening range play out before I do that. Hey Jamie, how are you? Good to see you. Got my coffee cup right in front of this thing. I trade combines a lot different than I trade XFAs, and I don't know that I should, but I would never let my XFA get that low, but that was a big mistake. So yeah, opening range, we filled half the gap. Now we're aiming lower. I think this is our aim point. That 50 is a bounce point. Still pushing lower. I'm gonna kill it there. See it? It's just taking a while to kill it. I'm gonna expect it to move a little bit back at this 50, maybe back to 80, maybe higher. That 50 is a psych level. Four minutes remaining in the opening range. The high of the opening range is here. I need to change the name of that too. It's also could be a target. I don't think so though. I'm just gonna put OR high, just to keep from having to type up so much. Okay, so we didn't really get much of a pullback there. We went back just a little ways, and then right back. Let's see, we went to 68. I would like to see it get up to around 80, somewhere around this area. At least take that high. Okay, I like that. If we're going to push lower, it should just continue on down from here and make a new low. One thing I do, and I like doing it in combines, is I'm my own stop loss. I just click the flatten all button if it gets too crazy. But that way I'm not stressing out about, oh my stop's about to get hit. And I don't know if that's a good thing to do if I trade an XFA that way. A lot of times you get hit by one of these 100-point candles. You know, the biggest 1 second candle I've seen is 20 points. So if it goes 20 points against me in 1 second, I'm killing it. We make a new low I'm going to add here. It'd be smarter to add up high, but I don't know if it's going lower yet. Right now we're validating this 15-second breaker. We just validated it. But we're not at a significant level. We took this one. So I think we're pushing lower. New low and I add. New low, good. Okay, so I'm going to try to add back in around the 50 mark. Maybe previous right there, 40. I'm going to try to get 3 more at 40. Oh, come on, I'm at 41. That might have been the problem because we did touch that. I may not have had my order in time. $40 even. There we go. I don't think it's going to get back there. But maybe. Uh-oh, we got some news. We had some news come out or what? What was that all about? We did have a 9 o'clock news event. I can't remember what it was. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. Factory orders month over month. Housing market index. Barr speaking. That looks like a bullish breaker to me. I'm going to kill this until we make a new low. because that looks like we're going to go up a minute. Maybe just try to get back in at 50. I don't know. That's the second one on a 15-second chart. This PD array right here, this validated, and we push lower. Bullish order block, big one. Opening range just completed. So this is the low of the opening range right here. At 500 even. Man, that 50-point rip right there. Should have held it. With 6 on there, that would have been enough to get me even right there. Just that one little push. So 25. We'll try another one at 25. 25 even, and we'll try to sell 5 of those suckers right there. I don't know that we'll even get filled. Let's just go on to 440. I have that number marked, and there's the total right there. 24,410. Can we get back there to 25 and that fair value gap before we hit it? Absolutely. So don't get too eager here. You could enter here at this fair value gap. That would be okay. Apologize for coughing in y'all's ear. A little under the weather. Always. Keep allergies. These days I keep allergies all the time. We're going to rip higher before we take that low, I think. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. We have a 5-minute fair value gap right here and here. So this entry may be too low. I'm going to wait, see what kind of pullback we get. If we take that first, then I'll be looking for a long position. But I think we pull back. We normally pull back before taking a low. We may get this close to it and then pull back 200 points and then hit it. So let's look at this one as a 15-minute for a second. So 15-minute fair value gap. If we retest it, it's 24,555. Totally possible. That would be a 100-point pullback from right here, which we've done lickety split already this morning. See how many 1-minute candles that we've had that have been near that. I know 2-minute runs, we definitely hit 100. Let's see what this one right here. I know that one was 50, 60 points all by itself. At 57. This one, pretty good size 1-minute candle. Ooh, that one's a really big 1-minute candle. This one is a 130-point 1-minute candle, if I'm not mistaken. 131. Yeah. So maybe we take it first and then we pull back. But we're so far down, so far close to it now. Getting into a trade here, you're almost guaranteed to get stopped out. How high up do we go before we take that low? I don't know. First Prez did work today. Look at that. The problem is it's gigantic. 39 point first presentation fair value gap is 30 freaking 9 points. Okay, here we go. We're moving back up here. First point of contention is right here with the fair value gap to the downside. This is not the reversal point. This is a pullback before we run that low. So this is an opportunity for you to get short. 500 round number right there. I don't think we've got to unseat some of these retail guys, which that's a pretty good rip. That unseated some folks. I guarantee you, if I was in a short right there, that would have taken my stop. 78 points back up from the bottom. I'm wanting it to go right about there, 134 points, but we could get even more than that. Let's go to the 15-minute. 15 minutes right here. That's 554. Yeah, that would correspond well with this. So yeah, I would like to see if we can get short right in this area, if it gives us an opportunity to do so. Let's see what ES is doing. Would that be a, I mean, ES could go all the way back to 50, invert one of these London lows right there for ES. I traded this thing last night. And these were RTH lows on ES chart. We took them. We just haven't taken this one. These are relative equal on the 4 hour. I believe they're a daily as well. Let's look at the daily. The daily's a little bit lower, and then we have another daily down here. Let's look at the 4 hour RTH again. That RTH or extended? It's extended. Okay, so RTH. Yeah, so these are relative equal lows on regular trading hours, side by side. There we go. I want to see it take that high and then fall out a bit. So let's go back to that 1 second chart. That was so much fun. Not over here. We want it on the big one. This one we want 5 minute. Okay. So on this one, we want that 1 second chart here. See if we get a shift in market structure on the 1 second chart here. Breaker. Oh. Nothing, no shift yet. Lower high. Is this our line in the sand? All right, I'm gonna try it, guys. I'm gonna try it right there. I'd like to get in at 50. All right, there we go. For a push to the red line. Might still get smoked, but we did take that high. When you get to these smaller time frames, depending on where you put your line to start, it won't even show up on there. But we know it was somewhere around 400. It's 410, actually. This may continue up a while. I may get way deep in the hole, but I only have 5 on. All right, so this fair value gap is getting filled in now. 15 minute chart, we're already above that. We should reject here. But we are creating relative equal highs here, so when we take that low, these are our target for the upside. And I will be switching over to the XFA on that little situation. Definite shift in market structure there. Took the highs again, double tapped them. Could bounce off the opening range here. If we can take these lows without reacting by going back up, I might add here. Good. Okay, I'm going to try to add in at 500. And I'll do 5 more. And that'll be a full-size contract. Probably not going to get filled. Opening range low is 502. Man, look at that 1 second chart fly. That is so much fun to look at. Come on, fill me. We're not far enough down where I would think round numbers out of the question. But we don't have to add here. There we go. There we go. Get up there. Opening range low. We're going higher. We are. Wow. That was unexpected. That looks like a shift in market structure on the 1 second chart, doesn't it? We'll take that high. Can we pull back? Oh my goodness. It's running. Back to my entry already. Where would be our breaker on this sucker? It's right here. Oh, beautiful. If it bounces off of that sucker, I am going to be simply amazed. Right there it is. And it's orange. Oh, it's going past it. Go, baby, go. Oh my gosh. Rip lower here. Rip lower. We can see this market structure even on a freaking 1 second chart, guys. That's pretty awesome. I'd like to see it take this low and continue. Man, you talk about fine-tuning your entries. I gotta see how my P&L's doing over here. All right. So it'll automatically stop me out if I can get up $1,500 here. Back to opening range low. Should I put one on Black Betty? I think I will. It's real volatile, but I think I'm going to try it. Black Betty, one time. Where are we? I don't want to mark it in. I want to get a good entry. Will we go back to 5 again? Possibly. And this could be just a 5-minute range, and we go here and then right back up to the top of that 5-minute range. But I doubt it. I don't know where I could get in. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until it takes that low, and I'm going to see what happens when it takes that low, because I am, after all, a reversal trader. I don't want to trade that one. Yes. This is looking sweet. Look at that 1-minute fry structure. Back to the breaker. Beautiful. It's just going to clear me out when I hit my $1,520 for the day. That's a 1-minute fair value gap. I was going to put it at 70. I don't really need to add any more here. If we're going where I think we're going, well, I'll be fine. We don't have to go there, though. We can go take that high. Pretty sure we're going. Let's see here. 5-minute chart. 24,410. Look at that 5-minute chart. So we could just be ranging. We could come right back up here. We took that 5-minute low right there and we popped. Back to opening range low. Back to 500. That's what we've been doing. We've been going hard push and then range. Either a 5 or a 15-minute range. But we've already taken the high twice. I think we need to take this low. But from that perspective, taking profit here would have been really, really smart. Because I'm already back to my entry. That's why I've been getting spanked and stopped out at break even. Now imagine you would have entered here expecting that push to go ahead and happen. You'd have got smoked. Why are we coming back to the breaker again? Well, we're in a 5-minute range. Jamie, if you're watching, this is exactly what you were wanting to know. On a 5-minute range, we take the highs, we take the lows. It looks like we're gonna go to the breaker again. We took that high. Can we take this low? Don't know. Maybe we take that high and this high. In which case, this is going to get me way down in the hole. Look at that. I'm $700 in the hole. And I was green by a crap ton. My combine's probably about to blow up. Yeah, it's about to blow up. I got to kill this thing. Jeez, it blew up. Look. That's crazy movement. That's what I discovered in the middle of the night last night. The reason we're ripping all this because we're getting into 100-point ranges and we're just working that range, highs and lows of that range. That's insane. I was way up and way happy. And did I put anything on there to help keep myself way up and way happy? So from there to there, 156-point rip. And if I take a position, it's going there. I know it's going there. See, if I would have got in there on that Black Betty or on my others, this rip would have got me bad. But that's what we've been doing. I've been watching it overnight session. You know, yesterday we did pull out, but this little section right here yesterday, this was a range. Well, maybe not yesterday. This was a range right here, and there was one day, I think it was yesterday, maybe right here, which doesn't look like much. You put on a 1 hour chart, and it was like a 1 hour range where we were ranging like here in a 200-point range. We took that high just by a tick all the way down to here, back up again, and then finally we broke the range. But that's a 1 hour range there. From here all the way up to there was the range, all the way up to here. And it was just range play. There's the high of the 1 hour. There's the low. 292-point range. So that's what we've been doing. And the reason that you can't get a position to hold, because the market's not taking reasonable levels. I mean, we pulled back. Let's look at that. This is a 1 hour, but we haven't been open 1 hour, so maybe do a 30-minute. I don't know what that's doing there. That's first prez right there. Okay, so 30-minute, we really don't have a range to go with. Let's look at a 15-minute. I blew this combine right there. I can't freaking believe that. I should have done something to mitigate my loss, and I didn't even look at it. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think it was a possibility we could run this high back up. But it is. $174-point rip to the upside. Let's get back to that 1 second candle. This guy's done. I could try to put on 1 micro and nurse it back to health. But at this point, with this 170-point rip to the upside without taking that low that I'm expecting it to take, where are we going? Back to the 15. Let's do the 30. Let's do the 30. So opening range low. That's actually opening range low. No, that's the open. That's the open. Yeah, that's the opening candle. That's opening range high. That was the open. We dipped. We did dip. I thought we got down here. Huh, that's weird because I could have sworn I put it at the bottom of that. I guess I didn't. So the opening range low is right there. And so this entire thing, I pull back to half of the opening range. Pull back to 25% of it. Dadgum. $15-minute fair value gap here. Worked into it. How are we doing on it? Let's see. If it's working quadrants there or halfway points there. Yeah, that was a surprise right there, guys. I thought we respected that breaker and everything. I thought for sure we were flush into that number down there. And I was so confident I was ready to add instead of looking to mitigate my loss. It's exactly what happened to me last night. So if we look at this as a 15-minute range, then we're in trouble. So we did respect the halfway point of this. You live one time. Let's nurse it back to health. I bet I get smoked. It's gonna give me the banner. Did you know they'll let you go a little bit lower? About $100. Oh man, it's going. It's going. It's $50 right there. We're below the max loss limit. See that? They give you a little bit of wiggle room on that. But man, we went back to round number. My last trade in this combine, I can tell you that much. It's either going to go my way or it's not. Maybe I can add to it if it starts rapidly moving that way and actually get some money back and salvage this thing. Son of a gun, I did not expect that rip. I should be expecting every single rip. That's why I've been break even every stop. Man, that was a pullback. London did that last night. 262 points. Without even taking a breath. We didn't have a single candle that was red on the 1 minute chart. Looking at ES on that run. ES didn't run that many points, but it ran about 50, 60. Did a 40-point run with not a single red candle on the 1 minute chart. I can't even see that. Does that say 46? Get me back in good standings. I'd be above. I'm just barely above the max loss limit there. So yeah, I better let this flush a while if it's going to. I'm looking for structure in the market where there is no structure. It's just ranging. That's basically what I'm. That's kind of the aha moment I had last night. And so I need to be at higher time frames looking at these ranges rather than trying to predict a level that we may trade to. Yeah, this is absolute. It's gonna get me. Dadgummit. I don't even want to trade this thing anymore. I don't want to trade anything anymore. Let's go to practice account. I mean, how do you even trade this? That's a 5 minute. We touched the halfway point. Now we're back to the lower quadrant. We did take that 4 hour, last week's low. You cannot convince me that we don't want this. Black Betty, you're gonna do me a solid right here. I'm gonna sell one Black Betty short. I'm already $200 in the hole on Black Betty, about to blow her up. And I don't believe we're going any higher here. I think we're gonna offer down there to that line, and that'll get me about even. If it's right. We moved higher. We found a stopping point. Maybe I can add one more back in. I don't know if I even want to try. I named my accounts. This is Black Betty. She's been struggling. And then I've got Baby. That's the one I've had for 8 weeks now. I think we're in 8th week. And Low Boy, that was the one that had the lowest P&L. I've screwed up on these so badly that if I wasn't trading one micro, well, the market conditions are a little bit to blame, but if I wasn't trading one micro in this situation, it would be like the combine, where I would get ripped for $2,000 in the blink of an eye. And this is not going my way. I got to take it off. We have relative equal highs right there. And I think it's going to them. Son of a gun, Black Betty. I'm going to kill you today. Dad, God. This is a 15-minute chart. That's the 5-minute chart. The best thing to do here is wait till that gets taken. If it takes until 3 p.m. That's the best thing to do here. That sucks. Real bad. I want to catch the move down. That is exactly what I've been doing to get these accounts in this condition. Is trying to catch the move down instead of waiting until it gets there and catch the move back up. I do believe it's going there, but it can go a million places before it goes there. You just saw that. We got those relative equal highs right here on the 5-minute chart. We reached for them. We didn't make it. But it sure looked like we were going, and I kill it, and I'd lose another $50, $60. That's exactly what's been happening, why my accounts are getting depleted. But that's also exactly why I'm trading micros right now, because I know I'm going to get a trade, and I'm going to get this account back in good standing. I haven't had but one qualifying day on this account since I started it. One. No, this one has zero. I almost had one yesterday. I was up $450 and I ended the day down right there at 185. So it's in peril. It could go away if I don't straighten up my trading here. These very high possibility that we go there, but we could rip up 100 points first. And so I'm gonna straighten up right now, and I'm not gonna take another trade until this low gets taken. If you want to try to catch that down move, be my guest. I've learned my lesson. I have to have a new lesson every day. Every single day I gotta have a new lesson. I need to get my lesson done in the practice account, I guess. So I have this first presentation. Oh, okay, it's way up there, marked out. That was actually a decent trade. Half gap is a point of contention. That is a decent trade. That was the place to get in. I should still be holding that trade. we would not have had an issue if I would have held that trade from way up there. But I took it off and tried to get back in, and that's where I run into trouble. Man, that combine was just looking wonderful. I was close. I was so close to max profit day on that thing. Those on the 5-minute chart, those relative equal highs looked real scary. But on the 15-minute chart, it was a wick into a half of a fair value gap. So it doesn't look so scary. We went there to the 25%, and then adios paya. So maybe that smaller time frame is what got me. See, that's the configuration right there on that smaller time frame. I thought for sure we were going to go offer to those, but that's the 50% and that's the 25%. And now we're offering to the lower end of this range. And we still may not take this thing. We still may just take these candles and go right back up to the top of the range. Let's do a 5-second chart. Let's see what it looks like here. It looks like we could go back up. Man, oh, kind did I ever get spanked. Good gravy and biscuits. Don't get tempted by this, Potter. This is where you're going to look for a shift in market structure to the upside. If we don't stop there, where's our next level? October low. If we don't stop there, that would be a tariff type of day. If you haven't seen or heard my prediction, I think we work into this. But I think maybe by December 1, we address these relative equal lows on the weekly chart. Just in time for a Santa Claus rally. All we need is 500 point drop a day on average, and we get there. Man, Black Betty, you're getting spanked. Doing these continuations and getting my butt ripped like I just did in that combine. Baby, let's look at her. Yesterday I had it to $18. 18 freaking dollars. And I caught a trade and now we're at $613. That's what you can do with micros if you straighten up your trading. You don't try to catch a continuation move to a low. You can get that perfect reversal. Actually, yes, I got 200 of it on the push down during Asia, and then I ignored a perfect reversal that ripped up 300 points after that. So I could have been up sitting at like 1,500 on this one, and I just had since my payout, I've only had one qualifying day on this. Oh nope, I've had two in a row now. So I need to lock those. I don't need to mess with those at all. I'm going to. The other one is just about as bad a shape as Black Betty. Low boy. It's sitting at negative 13. So yeah, I'm not going to mess with either of those anymore today. I don't know, I might. If we can get a really nice reversal pattern here at this weekly low at some point during the day, I sure thought it would push on that initial push. We may not get there. We may not get there. Here we go, right back up. See what kind of 1 minute candles we're having now. This is the biggest one right here. That rip, good Lord. We didn't even take that low. We made a higher low. But one thing I do want you to notice, breakers, 100, 200 points away. Really can't play off of them. The structure is not there for those types of breakers. This was that 1 second breaker from a long time ago. Not even in play anymore. The breaker for this one, way down here. When you start seeing that kind of stuff, no, we're in a range. We are in a range here. And we need to break that range before a trade can even happen. The 15-second chart. We danced around that fair value gap on the 5 minute. This is our high, this is our breaker. Actually looks almost like it's got structure to it. Right there. Respected it with candle bodies. That's that 25% mark. Push down, making a cup and handle, which indicates we're about to rip higher. Fair value gap, provided an entry, didn't take a low. Did not take a low. Return to that previous 1 second. Pushed lower. It's got some structure to it. You could also say it returned to that tiny little, is that even a fair value gap? No, it's not. Just took that high. This is all 15-second chart stuff. You can see a little better structure on it, but definitely a range situation. So the only reasonable place to get in is here. Black Betty's my baby right now. I gotta get her back on top. I gotta get a qualifying day in Black Betty. I'm not gonna watch this trash right now. I'm gonna talk to y'all about my baby. Let's look at my baby. I want to show you something. Trading those continuation type moves. Losers, losers, losers. Okay. I got it up a little ways when I first opened it. Right here. Finished that week strong. A week of losers, lost almost all of that. And then I had another good day here, good day there, loser days. I took my DLL where I could lose more than $200 off, and then I started losing more than $200. But the thing I want you to notice is base hit kind of day, losing day, barely made any money day, home run, bad loss day. I traded big size on this one. I think I was trading minis. And then back to micros, loser, dug it out of the hole. Pretty good day for micros. followed right by a loser. Bad week. But then we had a winner day, not a qualifying day. We had one here, one there, one there. Not a qualifier, and then we had one more qualifier. Okay, so then I was eligible for a payout, but I didn't have any money in the account, so it didn't matter. Got another qualifying day. I'm already qualified. I could take out $300 at that point. But then we roll into this month. Added a little more to the coffer. Added a little more. Added a little more. Took a payout. And now I'm working on getting those 5 qualifying days again while keeping the account alive so I can have another one of these home run type of days. Because I know I'm not going to be wrong all the time. I know I'm wrong a lot. I am wrong a lot. But I know I'm not going to be wrong all the time if I trade my system. And my system is we do nothing until this gets taken. Nothing. Have you seen me do that this morning? Nope. I like to think I know where the market's going and when it's going there. So I jump in on a trade when I shouldn't. This is my line. We wait till it gets there. We wait for a reversal pattern to show up. And until then, we sit on our hands. Now, there is another place we could have entered this trade. And I did. Half gap. We stopped. That is just as good as a 4-hour RTH high. And we stopped like to the tick of that half gap. Almost to the tick. And then, first presentation fair value gap right here. We went below it, tried to push above it, failed. Center touch, bottom touch, any of those places would be a good place to enter for a short. And then we aim, at that point, London low. I was aiming for here. And that run, that's a good run. That's a good place to get in. That would be considered a jump in at the high, even though we're early in the market. From a 1 minute chart perspective, we'd only put up a couple of candles by the time we inverted this thing. But that is also a reasonable place to enter. We've taken out half the gap, that's a 70% chance that we fill half the gap. We wanted no more, and then we started offering lower. So yeah, that to me was a good trade. If I would have been holding this trade the entire time, I would still be waiting for it to take that low, and I would be fine. I would have to endure all this chop, but I'd be fine. And maybe I take it, maybe I say I'm not even gonna wait, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it now. But it would be a lot of money here if I would have just got in there, quit anticipating what's gonna happen here, and just hold it. Win or lose. Let it get stopped out at break even if that's what's gonna happen. That would be I need to start trading that way. I need to start letting my hypo play out or not play out. That was a good setup for this short. Trying to get into this or trying to get in here, expecting it to bad. I do it all the time. That's how I have those losing days, is I do it all the time. I used to call football games, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again for people that didn't hear it. I was calling games with people that have been doing it 20, 30 years. And just before we started the game, we had our little huddle. And we'd sit there for 10, 20 minutes going over the rules of football. These guys have been doing it for years, and they needed a refresher of the rules. They did it before every game. And, that might be what I need to do here. I know I tell myself I am not going to get into a trade in this situation. Okay? Here, yes, we're good. Here, Even right here in this little section right here, we took that high. We went in the 5-minute fair value gap. I'm anticipating how high it's going to go up before it takes that low at this point. That's where I screw up every time. And every time the market opens and I'm looking at this stuff, I do it again. Even though I know I shouldn't. Can you make money in that situation? Yeah, but you better be taking your profit. You saw that in that combine. I was up really nice. And it happened last night too. I was up really nice in that combine twice. Nearly funded. And now look at it. Big size will do that to you too. Still, we pushed again. That would have been one I'd be like, yeah, let's get in on that. Oh, we're not going to go any higher than that wick. We can go ahead and sell short right here, and it's finally going to push. That's the kind of crap I would do. There's no telling where it's going. No telling. This looks like structure, but it's not. This is just a range, and we can go right back to the top of that range. I may be done for the day. If we don't take that low, I am done for the day. We're in the 1050 macro, New York time 1050. So if it's going to go somewhere, it should go somewhere in the next 20 minutes. This is really typical of what the price action we've been seeing. We go, we rip lower, and then we consolidate for 2 or 3 hours. I think Fed minutes are coming out tomorrow. It's old news, but it reacts. Often the market will react like it's brand new news. And in the lack of news we've had, it could be crazy. Yeah, FOMC minutes 1 o'clock tomorrow. I put on a different deal. It said nature and all this, and I don't see any, I don't hear any nature. I don't know, guys. Y'all want to keep watching this? You just want to call it for the day. be daggone, we finally took it. Now, do we continue to offer lower? Is this a directional day? Or are we going to have a reversal here? My temptation is to just go ahead and take it. But Black Betty is so far in the hole. When we took this one in London, we took that London low, I think it was somewhere around here. We ripped up like 250 points immediately. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. I'm not even going to wait for a reversal pattern. I'm going to assume that's where we were reaching for. We may trade lower. That's really going to deplete back Black Betty. I'm not even going to wait. From a 15-minute chart perspective, where could we offer back to that would get us like top of the range kind of thing? I just don't know it. Where am I in? 405. That's not the best fill. I'm going to show you that London rip. I'll show you over here on ES, I think. It doesn't really matter. I'm in, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I think this is the London rip. Yes. Okay, so we'd gone down and we had made this low and then we touched it right there. Interesting, that's where we went when we poked back up here, right to it. So we touched it right there and we just absolutely ripped. Kind of like we did this morning. Finally took that high and then started offering down. 250 points. Ripped straight back up. Will we see that repeat itself here or will we start offering lower? I want to see it repeat itself so Black Betty can get some money in her, but you know, it may not. It may not. We may start offering that weekly fair value gap down there. This may be a directional day. So far, we are not reacting like we did. I think we're going to make a new low. I think I'm going to have to take her off. Just grab that little bit of points we just grabbed. Should we just break even the thing, or? I mean, it's getting like I'm up 40. I'm down. I'm break even. It's kind of weird. I think I will take it off and wait for a reversal pattern. I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to wait for a reversal pattern. Breaker is way up here. That's okay. We could go to a 15-second chart here and try for a reversal pattern from it. So this will be our breaker right here. And so far we have not validated it. Double tapping the low is a big possibility here. I was just about to cook some eggs and my pan's over there getting hot, so I better go turn that thing off. Well, Maybe I should have left it on. I should turn off. Oh, I just keep doing the wrong thing here, guys. What in the cornbread? That's my money. There's my money going away. All right, let's go to that 1 minute chart. And now this will be our breaker on the 1 minute. But that 15-second breaker held. I want to see it try to make a lower low and fail. But it may not. It may just absolutely rip like it did in London. I suspect we will attempt to push lower again. But maybe not. So breaker, 1 minute breaker is right there. That's the one I prefer to work off of. I do like that reaction there. If this remains open, we will have a fair value gap above it. We need to make that the right color. And this one too. So it didn't leave a fair value gap there. It filled it in. I want to see it retest. I want to see it try to push down again. But I may be missing out again. Poor Black Betty. I killed that with like a $20 gain because I thought we were going to offer lower again. Or I was going to wait for this reversal pattern. I go, we didn't really get an opportunity to enter there, I don't think. Because what you would do in this situation is you wait for that fair value gap, so it'd be this one, and we didn't get a retest of it. So I wouldn't have been able to enter there anyway. From that 15-second chart perspective, my entry would have been right there in the 50s, and I wouldn't have gotten filled. So yeah, I want to see an attempt to push lower. Maybe we leave that high. We come down, attempt to push lower and fail, and then we can safely take a long. Still no fair value gap above this breaker. This is the only one we really have to work off of. From the 15-second, it's right at 53. But if it takes those highs right here first, then we could just make a new low. So we want those left. We want them to leave them there. Or if we take them and just continue to run, that's okay too. It would be our first fair value gap after the breaker. But we could take those short term, offer back down, fail to get any lower, and then go up. But I'm telling you, when London did this, it did not slow down. It was a rip. This one right here, we took that low. It did kind of slow down a few times. That final rip right there. Took the high. That was as high as we wanted to go right there. That would have been a good short. I think I actually got short somewhere around there in my combine. I know I had over $1,000 in that combine twice since Asia Open last night, and I didn't put a stop loss in either time, and I got smoked both times. So opening range low, yeah. Still no fair value gap above the breaker. Took the highs, the short-term highs right here on the 5-minute chart, 5-minute range candles. Probably even a 15-minute range candle high. And we took that one. And that's a nice little push back down, but still no fair value gap above the breaker. And highs have been taken. Can't enter here. It's got to be right. It's got to be right. Black Betty can't go away. When I got these accounts, and the reason I'm trading this small size and taking these $200 days or sometimes losses, I think that's part of the reason I am taking so many losses is because I think, oh, it's just a micro. I can just jump in anywhere and it'll be okay. But these candles can rip you for $100 in the blink of an eye. $50. I mean, we had a 1 second candle that was 20 points. My stop loss is only 25. That's $50 on one. And those numbers, you know, when I lost a lot of those were just taking, you know, this one has a $100 stop loss on it. 5 trades, 5 losers in one day, and you've lost $500. And it only takes 50 points to lose $100 on one micro. And 50 points in this market, oh, that's nothing. It puts up 50-point candles all day, every day. Very volatile right now. Let's see what this one is. That's a 76 point, 81 point, 1 minute candle. Right there. It was running the lows. That is a 51 point, 1 minute candle. Right there. This one. Up and down, both directions. What kind of a candle size we got there? 59 points. You think your stop loss is safe? You think $100 can't go away in the blink of an eye with one micro? Okay, so 15-minute chart perspective here. These 15-minute candles are 200 points long. Pretty close to it. Not quite, but 180. Yeah, it's 180 points on that one 15-minute candle there. This one here is about the same, 180 points. That's a lot of freaking movement. And if you're on the wrong side of it, you're getting your butt handed to you. 191 points on that 15-minute candle right there. That's a full day's movement in 15 minutes. If we go back, let's look at this daily. Look at this daily chart. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go back to where we were having some sort of normal movement. I don't even know if you'd call this normal movement. That's a normal day there. Oh no, that's 653 points. This would be more like a normal day right there. It was a straight up day, but it was more like a normal day. 291 points. We nearly did that in a 15-minute candle today. These days, these were normal days right here. All of these. The average true range of NASDAQ. That whole day, 258. 258. And we're doing that in 15 minutes. This was what was normal way back. Look at all these. Normal. 200 point days, 300 point days. Occasionally we'd have a day that was just crazy and it would run 300 points or so. Like this one here. That was a 400 point day. Man, that was a barn burner. That was a wild day. This one's about the same. But look at this. This day right here. 719 points. This day. This was back and forth, down and back up. 640 points. Normal. Crazy volatile. Very difficult trading conditions. So this is one thing I don't like about the NASDAQ. I mean the charting over here. Whenever you, well, I guess it's all my lines. Okay, so we're back into a range. We still haven't had a fair value gap to the upside above the breaker, but we did seem to want to try to push down and we couldn't. Maybe we can get along here. I really want to see it try to push down again. May not get Black Betty in the game today. We may have to take another loss on her. I don't like this price action here. We respected that fair value gap on the 15-minute chart with that red candle wick right here. That's that fair value gap on the 15-minute chart here. We respected the bottom of it. Right now, as far as rules go, if the market hasn't reversed by 11, it probably won't. Okay, so that's the saying. It probably won't. Has it? Yes, absolutely it has. Many, many, many times. But that's the rule on a directional day. So we have taken a very significant level here. It's a weekly low, daily low, regular trading hour low. It's a significant level. And so we could reverse. But what if we don't? What would be an entry for more downside if we don't reverse? ICT, his rule is on a directional day, you take the 15-minute candle that formed before 11, so it would be this one, or before 11. I think that's the most recent push high would have to be this one. And if we can take that high and then put up a reversal pattern to the downside, that would be our entry. But to me, this is looking more like a reversal to the upside. So we're not that far away from the open. 300 points. Today's market, I could do that. No problem at all. 2 1-minute candles, we're there. So I would like it to be a reversal, but I do want it to retest the lows. I do. Do we have a fair value gap to the upside above the breaker? We finally do. It's right here. Optimal entry. The low of this candle is 29.25. Optimal entry would be 29.50. I'm going to try it right there at 29.50. I still want to see this sucker push lower. 29.50. See if we get a fill here. See, right now, even though we had that fair value gap, we have not had an opportunity to enter. It's just a straight run. Here, we didn't have a fair value gap, so we couldn't enter. So we have had no opportunity to enter this trade. That's what being patient is. And that's what I struggle with. I'm going to mark that fair value gap. And putting a static order there, I mean, sometimes it works out Sometimes it doesn't. It may be better especially as volatile as we are right now, to wait. Optimal entry would be there, but what if we rip all the way down to the breaker? I'm stopped out. What if we rip to the breaker and then put another fair value gap to the upside? That'd be okay. What if we rip to this 15-second breaker? Those are the things I think about before I put in one, before I decide, okay, this is our point of contention here. We're going up from here, most definitely. But that could be it. That could be as low as we want to go. Just got to see it first. It is kind of looking like London a little bit, that we just don't ever get an opportunity to enter, really. It's just going to run without any real spot to enter. These will be the highs. I would be willing to look for a reversal pattern for a return to that breaker. 15-minute chart perspective. That's the high of this 15-minute range. Man, I wish I would have held this one. Good Lord. Good Lord. I just keep doing the wrong thing. Look at that. How far have we gone? We've gone up 233 points since we popped that low. And I was like, ooh, no, I was just scared. Because I wanted to wait for a reversal pattern. I'm trying to follow my plan. I'm trying to follow my plan here. That's why I got out of that one. I felt like I was gambling. And that we could get smoked. And I already am 200 in the hole and didn't want to get smoked again. This account doesn't have enough money in it to be gambling. Man, my mouse. I need a mouse pad. Before taking that high would be nice. We just took it, I think. Yeah, we did. Yeah. If you don't like the way the chart looks right now, give it a couple of minutes to change. Give it about 15 minutes. regrets. Yeah, I have a few. Son of a gun. Why didn't I hold it? I killed that thing with $17 profit, or maybe even less. Jiminy. I have often theorized that you don't really need a trading plan. Okay? You need to find these levels where the market is likely to reverse and just put in an order to go long there. 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows. When we're in a bearish environment, it doesn't really matter. A high or low, doesn't matter. Put in an order to go long there. You can do it with 1 micro. This would be already $600 on 1 micro. You could risk 100 or 200 just in case it rips lower. Yeah, right about there at 300 is $600 on 1 micro. Black Betty would be in much better shape right now if I would have just held that stinking trade. I had no opportunity to enter. It did the London thing. There's still no opportunity to enter on this. Show me the fair value gap that we pulled back to. We haven't pulled back to any of them. Now that made me think London was doing a liquidity run and that we were going to offer lower. Let's see if that happened. Yes. So London takes its low, rips higher, finds a high, pokes it twice. We tried to get back to it when we opened. Half gap. Failed. Adios paya. So London did eventually come back down, but it was trashy. It was trashy. So I'm assuming that we're going to run this same path. London ripped up. All total 249 points. We're right at 300 now. Maybe our gigantic first presentation fair value gap created by a 130 point candle will be the point of contention. Maybe. Maybe it's these relative equal highs right here on this 1 minute chart. What do they look like on a bigger time frame? Like say a 30-minute chart. Well, it's a fair value gap on the 30-minute chart, kind of. Have to do that. We've almost filled it. So let's go down to a 5. That's just a wick, premium wick on a 5. 15 wick. I think that wick is our contention right there. We do have, no, they're not relative equal. I'm gonna move that over just a touch. This wick right here. Now let's go to the 1 minute. There is those relative equal highs on the 1 minute. Half of that wick would be here. I'm gonna expand it out a little bigger coordinates. Alright, that ought to work. Back to the 1 minute. Okay, so we're right there at them. If we could get a rejection off of the halfway point of this wick, or we may go all the way to first press. I don't know. This is a freaking mess. I can't believe I killed a trade. I can't believe I killed it. I was scared it was going to double tap the low. Why did you kill it, Potter? Why? It was your aim point for the whole day. Why did you kill it? The move down wasn't that aggressive. We consolidated for an hour and a half. Why did you kill it? Why do you think we may revisit it? I need an opportunity to get in down here. I'm not taking a short. This is not looking like a directional day. This is looking like we go fill the gap. London close just happened. Maybe this was London MOC. Maybe we can offer back down to this breaker, reject, and then fill the gap, perhaps? I don't know. That was my trade right there. That was my trade. Oh, jeez. So did we take those highs? We did not. We left them. We left them. We made them equal. I think right there is 68075, and here 679. So we left it. I guess this might be a fair value gap pullback situation that you could get in if you want to get in 300 points away from the bottom. It's not happening. Not happening. You knew the tendency from London, Potter. Why did you not hold that trade? You've already got your butt handed to you multiple times. What's one more? Just hold it. Just freaking hold it. This right here was making me think, oh no, we could push lower. That consolidation, that rip up into that fair value gap. We could make a new low. That's what made me kill it. Dang, why? Everything's a risk. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. That was a good, I mean, you never had an opportunity to enter. I killed it because I just took the trade based on taking the low, not on my system. That's why I killed it. If we went to a 15-second chart, I bet this would be an entry at a fair value gap too. Well, this is a 15-second chart, and there isn't an entry. There's a volume imbalance entry right there. Small fair value gap here. So that would have been the entry right there. That's the only pullback to a fair value gap, and you had to go to a 15-second chart to find it. When you mark fair value gaps, you use the volume imbalance as well. And you can see we wicked into it right there. Very, very small one. So, from experience, I know big money is not going to get in a long up there. They're not going to do it. So, if we pull back, if we are going up, we're going all the way to settlement. We're either going to pull back to here or we're going to pull back to here. And that's where I'd be interested in getting into a long. Or we could also possibly pull back all the way to here from the 15. I mean, that's the only one I see where we tested it. These we didn't even bother with. So if we do get a pullback ever, here. And it would be like a to the tick touch, not a bunch of this garbage. It would be a rip down, touch it, right back up. But it looks like we're just going to go fill the gap right now. Not even going to bother with any more downside whatsoever. Jeez. I mean, it's getting to the point now where I'm thinking I could probably take a short off of this first presentation fair value gap. Or maybe settlement. What in the world? Okay, so that's that fair value gap I had marked out on, I think it was a 30-minute chart. We just wicked into the halfway point from a 15-second chart perspective. Didn't quite make 700, pulling back to 50. Not something I'm interested in, I don't think. That's quite a bit of consolidation. Taking those lows, popping right back up. Possible. Let's look at that at a 1 minute. 1 minute, our breaker is right here. Have we taken a significant level of higher time frame to the upside? No, we haven't. We are in a PD array, intraday PD array. This would be an orange guy. We do have a breaker down there we could trade to. So yeah, I think if this was to validate, I might go ahead and try to get down to here. Opening range low, possibly. I don't think it's going to, though. I think I might be done. I think I already screwed up, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. Ugh, I keep doing the wrong thing. I've seen it do this just like this and absolutely rip lower. We're talking 100-point candles, 3 in a row. I can't remember what day that was, but I'm pretty sure I was in a long. It did that rip down. Oh, that was a frustrating day. We've taken back that whole move, just about. Here's the open at midnight right here. We're almost there. ES. ES left its low. Look at that. It did not take it. NQ did and ES did not. It took these, but these are relative equal lows on the 4-hour chart. Now we got 3 of them. That is a really inviting PD array right there. Interesting. We may have more downside here, guys. We may do like London did. It may take to the afternoon to do it. But I'm thinking if we validate this breaker, because we have definitely stalled our up move, and it was aggressive. If we take this breaker, you know what? I'm not even going to look at taking the breaker. I'm going to look at retesting the high of this. And selling short up here at 700. 700 would only give me a few points. First presentation fair value gap would be the ideal location for a push back to the downside. Let's see what ES is looking like as far as open and opening range and all of that. Okay, so here's our opening range candle, very first one of the day. I got a bunch of lines on there I need to get rid of. I have to move that to opening range low. And this one to opening range high. That'll be fine. This one we can go away. That was London Open where we just were touching there. Midnight Open is here. We've taken back half of the opening range, pretty much. A little bit more than half. That's looking super, super bullish. Failed to validate. Let's go back to London and where it stopped. Okay, so it got into this range here at the top of its deal. Stopped that giant run up, came back down, created some relative equal lows, went back up, took the high, pushed back down, took the lows, failed to make a new high, and then from there on out we were kind of trading lower. Tried to make a new high again, didn't. New York usually continues it. So there's that 700 touch. So we just made a new high. I'm going to try it here, guys. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to mark it in. That's 70 already, though. I'm going to try to limit in. Maybe half of that wick. I'm going to just sell it. I'm not really aiming for a whole lot. I think we're going to dance around here. But I want to see this breaker validate. If it will, then we're good. If not, then I'm about to get another spanking. But if this is still just a range, we just took the top of it, we should go take the bottom of it. This is what it looks like on the 5-minute chart. Let's see what ES is looking like on a 5. It did not take, it took its high here. It did not take the high there. So I might need to take this off and have some more regret. Validate it, you son of a gun. Take it off right there. If we validate it, I'll try to get back in. But I think we're range playing. I think we're going to do like London. We'll go back up. Maybe we don't make a new high. Maybe we do. But we are validating. If it does like this and doesn't even give me an opportunity to enter, ooh, I'm going to be pissed. Are we going to get a fair value gap to the downside here? Nope. Could just be. I would expect it to push back up here and try to make a new high. There we go. That's exactly what I expected. That's exactly what I saw in London. I live streamed it. You can go watch. It looks just like this. Just exactly like this. This, I would take a short there, but I'm concerned because ES did not make a new high on the top of its range when we pushed up just a second ago. So maybe it touches London Open. These two do run together, so And ES often has the better PD arrays. It may have given us a really nice reversal pattern here without freaking taking that low. Come on, London. I mean, come on, ES. What are you thinking? What in the world are you thinking? Opening range low. See that? The exact same pattern. This is a 5-minute chart right now. I'm going to put it on over here in ES extended. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about right here in London. When we pushed up, ripped way up there, made a high. Failed to make a new high. Failed to make a new high. Failed to make a new high. Finally ripped the lows. Another horrible range. Finally we tried to push higher again and failed. This is very similar price action to this. If that's an algorithm delivering the price, it is expected that we could be in this thing. That's 335. 655. 3 hours. 3 hours in this thing right here. 3 hours. God, no. Don't make us wait 3 hours. That was 3. And then we get into this one. 7. We finally bust above at 9:30. 2.5 hours. Man, if you're a range player, the bad thing about this range, we're not taking the highs. You could get in maybe at the lows, but we don't ever take the highs, so you just have to play half ranges, I guess. And this is 5-minute candles, I think. Yeah, it is 5-minute candles. So here ES went up, tried to make a new high, didn't. Did the first time. Did the first time. Tried to make a new high, didn't. Let's see if we can rip up again and try to make another new high. 3 hours we're gonna stay here. 3 freaking hours. NQ 1-minute chart. I sure hope it doesn't stay here that long. New York's got a little bit more volume to it. Rip back up there, make another lower high. Yeah, I remember trading this. This is how I got Black Betty in the hole. Right here, this. Because we actually validated a breaker on the 1-minute chart and then ripped back up there to the highs. And that's when I was like, that's what we're doing. We're just ranging, and I'm expecting it to go somewhere, but we're just caught in a little 5-minute range or 15-minute range. See what that 15-minute looks like there. So here's the low. We just took the high. This could possibly be it. Having taken the low, I don't know what to do with it anymore. I think I missed my op. Rip back up there, you dirty rat. If you're a believer that a computer is delivering price, the computer delivered it very similarly. Not quite. I mean, we did have a little bit of an opportunity here. We did have some dips on the 5-minute chart to get involved for that push to nowhere. There's some relative equal highs there that never got touched. Looking rolly. But won't roll. go over here. Hey, I'm not down $200 anymore. I made a little bit. I'm locking this bad. Do I really want to? Do you think you're going to get a good signal here today, Potter? I won't lock it just yet. But if I'm trading Black Betty, there's no sense in keeping it. I'm locking it. I'm keeping my day. I'm locking it. Okay. Decision made. And Black Betty, we're going to work on you today. Money's money, right? Doesn't matter if it's doubled or not. Because that was trade copied with another XFA, so that's actually $500. See that? You think it's going somewhere and it just doesn't. And it doesn't do it over and over and over again. It's pure freaking madness. See if it makes a lower high this time. Especially over here on ES, that would be real real similar to this. I'm not staying here for 3 hours, guys. This occurred. This went on for 3 hours, and then 2 hours. I'm not staying here for 3 hours, 2 hours. I'm ready to go back to bed now. Missed my opportunity again. Damn it. Did you think that level didn't mean something? I marked that thing out. I made a mistake on my video. I said it was Thanksgiving week. That's how bad I am with holidays. It's not till next week. But I put Thanksgiving PD arrays on my title of the video I put out on Sunday. And I marked these levels. And I'm still a believer that we're going down here. October low, that's that Friday that we fell out of bed. September low, and I think August low is where we're heading. And even into this fair value gap. Maybe not by December 1, but I think that is where we're heading. But you think that level didn't mean something? I mean, we don't have to go to all of them in one day. But when we took that sucker, it meant something. And how do you find those levels? Well, you just go to there. The 4-hour regular trading hour is a big level because that's New York time trading. So just putting this onto RTH and putting this onto 4-hour and just marking out those lows. Yeah, we took that low right there. There was 2 of them here. We took it. Adios paya. This level wasn't even dead on it. I think I put it there for a reason because it was kind of in the middle of those 2. But we took that low right there and adios. I think this may have been, it wouldn't have been a weekly low. I mean, I put weekly, daily low. Why do I have it off by that far? Because I actually looked at it. There we go. Okay, so from a daily chart, it's right here. From that 4-hour chart, we did have a few poke lower. That's weird. Why would the 4-hour be lower than the daily? That doesn't make sense. So that level, if I would have had this level marked, it would have been even a better entry on the low side. But that's how I find my levels. And do they work? Abso-freaking-lutely they work. They work. Sometimes we push on through. I mean, we do have another one down here, and we could be aiming for it. So let's see if this one, if I'm just off a little bit on it, and we really didn't do it. Let's go to regular trading hours only. The 4-hour puts in the daily stuff too, so you just want the regular trading hour. So here we have 2 again, same. So I mean, this one did not take that low, and it should have. Maybe we address it tomorrow. Maybe we do this afternoon. 93.50 is the low, and this one's low is 94. So it left it by 50 cents. And we already had relative equal lows. So I'm going to move this one down to here now. And NQ took both of them. Maybe the algorithm is using NQ to run price today. But if we do like London, we're going to find a high and we're going to go lower. Man, I got a lot of stuff on that chart, don't I? There's the clean one. $30 minutes. Opening range. Fall out of bed. Candle. Right there. We went past the opening range. This is where we're at. It's just a crapshoot now. Are we gonna fill the gap or are we gonna offer lower? I'm encouraged by the fact that we did not take these, and I think we will offer lower. We've been holding up here a good long while. Let's get a better look here at the 5-minute range. Lower high. I think that trade I was in before where I made that $50 was the trade. But if it's going to do like London, then we will dance back and forth to the top of that range, so you might as well play it. But if you're believing we're going short the top of the range. Don't try to get into the bottom of the range. Remember, 3 freaking hours we stayed here. And you're getting in here, you're going to get smoked every time it goes back up. Smoked, 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 smoked. Waiting for that breaker to validate. We'll just keep on getting smoked. So we have a lower high, a lower high. I think if I could get in somewhere around the 80 level, I would be happy for a short. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Sell at 80. 78. 78. A half wick would be nice there too. 78. Right there. It corresponds with the 25% of this. 76.50 does. And we just wicked into it. Okay, here we go. Now we're filled. We're either going to be happy campers for Black Betty, or we're about to get a lesson in being stupid. And then I say we double tap. Just because ES did not take it. But it did take these two. So that may have been all it wanted. I'm going to pick the very candle that we break the range to the upside. Because I'm really good at that. I'm really good at that. I can pick the very candle that decides to break the range. That's why I don't do range play. I know old Jamie was asking me to do it, and I said, I have an uncanny ability to screw that up. I really do. I don't know of anybody that's better at making a mistake on picking the one candle that the range breaks against me than I am. I mean, I should. If we could enter a contest of who could screw that up the best, I know I'd win it. And that's why I don't range trade. I'm actually short trading this. I'm shorting it at the highs, where I believe these are the highs. So I'm shorting it there. I'm looking for a repeat of London and a push back down to this low right here. When you're doing the reversal trading and you're looking for that breaker to validate on a 1-minute chart, you might get it to validate. You might get a fair value gap below, or maybe you just get a few candles below and you're like, okay, we're going, and you get in and then we get spanked. You know, we're going to know the answer to this, whether or not this trade works out or not, in about 3.5 hours. So I don't know if I should leave the stream running that long, but what the heck? Let's just. I do want to make myself another cup of coffee, though, possibly an egg. So I am going to step away, and I think I'm going to. I don't. It doesn't matter if it's muted or not. You just have to hear my coffee making and my eggs scrambling. Anybody want any eggs while I'm there? If we're gonna be here 3.5 hours, and we're not gonna break this, I should just take profit each time and get all my money back. Get Black Betty back to nothing. I want it to break before 3 hours is come and gone. That's what I want. I wonder if ES could outpace NQ and we come down here. It takes the low and NQ bounces off of its 15-second breaker. Wouldn't that be beautiful? What a conglomerate of 1 minute candles. How beautiful is that? Jesus. Jesus Cristo. When you see a $100 bill, Potter, you better take it. Oh, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. I am gonna go to break even though, and I'm probably gonna get stopped at break even. Break it this time. Break it. I know you got it in you. I know you got it in you. Break it. No, leave it open. Leave it open. Oh no. Closing it back up. You sorry son of a gun. Don't do it again. This is the one. It's got to be the one. I got no risk on it. Other than I'm already down 160 bucks and I should take my profit while I got it. That's the only risk I've got on there. Is losing my unrealized P&L. But if I take it off and we rip lower here, we don't spend 3 hours in this range. Then I miss out on the run to the bottom. I'm sticking with it for a minute until I get my coffee made at least. A lot can change in a minute or two. Should I take that $100 bill? Fall out of bed, you dirty, rotten snake. That's just the bottom of this 5-minute range. And we could absolutely go back to the top. There's that 5-minute, oh, that 15-minute look. I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared. Who's over there sneaking around? Hey. Uh-oh.
Eat a bite.
Oh, come on. 3 hours I gotta do this. I need to just take my profit here.
I guess now that we're not done with smashers, there's still a couple of very experienced electricians working there.
Mm-hmm.
But since we finished that project and a bunch of others, now we're getting low on stuff to do, so I've been at the shop the last 2 days. Having to organize it.
So London did all this, pushed lower, then consolidated a little bit lower for a good while. It concerns me that we took this 15-minute low and we don't want to push lower. And because I'm already in the hole, I'm really tempted here to just go ahead and take my profit. And maybe play this range here. Like if we are going lower, sell short up here. Maybe add to my position there. I'm gonna try it. Kill it right there. And try to add back in at 46. Right above that wick right there. Maybe even all the way to 50. Probably gonna regret this. But these are equals pretty much. I mean, they're dead equal. 46 quarter right there. I'm probably gonna regret this. Son of a gun. I keep doing the wrong thing, guys. I just keep doing the wrong thing. That was it. I can pick the candle that goes my way too. I can kill my trade at the very candle that goes my way. And now what do I do? Now how do I get back in? Anticipation. Bottom of the range. What do we do now? How do we get back in? I've got to quit trying to overmanage my trades. If I get smoked, I get smoked. Don't worry about it. We just try to get in here. I mean, how far are we going back up? Are we going all the way back up to my entry? Maybe. We did leave relative equal highs right here. What does that look like on a higher time frame, like a 5 minute? It don't look too impressive. Relative equal highs would be all the way back where my entry is, that 5 minute high. I think this volume imbalance is a more likely spot to trade to. I don't know that we go all the way back up there. If we do go all the way back up there and I get in here, we're stopped out. Jeez. The very candle. I kill it on the very candle. I mean, it did look like we could offer there. I mean, those highs are right there. I was down 200 and whatever, and now I'm only down 89, so that's good. Black Betty may have my spinner left. Just yet. The very candle, I found it. The very one. I had a good trade on there. I would be in green on this thing, maybe even a qualifying day if I'd have just left that sucker alone. Do we play this range? Do we play it on the top of that candle now and get stopped out when it goes to where our entry is? Do we wait to see if we come back to one of these and offer higher? Or do we assume ES is going to just rip down here and take these lows? Does ES have a better spot to get in? That's breakers right here. First fair value gap after the breaker. Right here. you have to include the volume imbalance. Even though that wick is pushing through it, you have to include it. And that would be our downside fair value gap for ES. How does that correspond with here? If we are offering to that low, if we are, then we should come back into this. Possibly all the way to 50. And so this would be a decent entry. How does that look over here? For 46. So here the breaker is there. The first fair value gap is here. After the breaker right there. And that would put me entering quite a bit lower, the high of that wick. But would that be okay with ES? Are we going all the way back to the breaker? The breaker's at right where I am, 46. This candle's high. I'm gonna try that one right there. Maybe even a little higher, maybe to 50, maybe to that one. That one would stop me out. Well, I've got a 100-point stop loss on this one, so it wouldn't stop me out, but it would get close. So ES went back to its first pres and pulled. The first one after the breaker, that's what that one is. Without running the highs. That was it. That was it. I think that may be it. Let's try to get in at 20, half that wick. I may regret it. Maybe we should mark it in. We are ripping lower. Both of them went back to their fair value gaps, respected them, and now here we go. So where's a good place to enter here? Half of this run, 37, half of this run, 604. Let's try 604. A little higher. $600 would have been a fine place to enter. Damn, I'm not gonna get in. I'm not gonna get in on a pullback. If we take that wick again, it might fill me. Wicks. Come on. Get me in on this. 601. I don't think we're going to get there. Man, I can't believe I killed it on the very candle it dipped. I killed it waiting for it to go to that 46, and we never went back to 46. Thought we were going to go on that run up, but we didn't. Still didn't. Still can't get back in. We went back to the fair value gap and pulled away with the fair value gap. So that's a good entry. How far is it from? That's 30 points. If it goes back to here again, and it could, it's going to stop me out. Optimal entry is right there. We're there. So now we should flush. We shouldn't see any more of this range crap. We should flush right here. But remember, 3 freaking hours in this situation in London. So we may not flush right here. Never did finish that coffee. I got it made and it's sitting over there. I haven't even put my creamer in it. I think I'll go do that. I'm going to try my best not to overmanage this trade. Very well could still just be ranging here though. Oh, Black Betty, bam-a-lam. Hey, Black Betty, bam-a-lam. Black Betty's almost in profit on the day. Bam-a-lam. Yeah, she's green. Hey, you green Betty. She is green. I'm actually reading price action pretty okay today. If I just hold my trades, I'd be up a lot. Now this right here is the first fair value gap after this breaker. That's the very first one we saw. Well, this one actually we got that one, tiny one. But this one is a point of contention. We could touch it and rip higher. So with that in mind, I am once again potentially getting stopped out at break even. Because if we want more upside, this is where we would bounce. I want to see it push through there like it's not even there. But because it's the opening range low, it's probably not going to push through it like it's not even there. It's going to make me sweat a while. I could take it off there and try for a better entry. Go ahead and lock in my profit, overmanage my trade. Being down on the day, that's probably the better choice. But if ES flushes to this low, this won't make any difference at all. And that's my hypo. Does ES have a breaker that we're working off of over here? Here's its breaker. First fair value gap after the breaker. We're already in it right now. We're pushing through it. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Break even's better than missing out on this trade. Break even is better than missing out on this trade. All right. Get through it. Nah. Like it's not even there. Get through it. Close. Close below. There we go. Close below. Good. Now we're going to flush. Now we got some downside potential. My goal with my XFAs is only to make $200 a day. Average. But because I've been getting my butt handed to me and making so many stupid errors, I'm well below that average. So I like to make a line in the sand. Okay, from this day forward, $200 a day. So, I mean, I can have a average. It's okay if I have $1,000 day, because I lose $200 on other days. So my question is, do I kill this when I get $200 in the green for the day, which I'm not there yet? That would be around the $300 mark. Lock it out. Come back tomorrow and try again. Or if the potential is that we run this low on ES, it's going to take an NASDAQ with it, and I will make substantially more money than that. I don't know how much I'll make. I don't even know where my take profit is. So that would be making this a new low most likely. So we're looking at 400. That'll be 401. I only need 300. This at 478. We're almost there now. That would get me a qualifying day, I think. I've already screwed up. One of these days I'm not going to screw up. I'm going to catch this, and then I'll have a $1,000 day. And that'll help average out my stuff. But this is a point of contention right here. This is a breaker, 1 minute breaker. We return to it, we go to the moon, possibly. One minute breaker over here on ES, right there. We don't have to take that low. We do not. So it could come down here. There's no fair value gap here to speak of, and we're already trading below this. On a 15-second chart, there would be. And it's really close to the one we're seeing on NQ here. Right here is the one on NQ on a 15-second chart. We dip below 620. Can we get back to 6,600 and beyond? Bounce off that opening range low and flush. Flush. Is this going to be one of those I kill it right at the opportune time when it flushes? Because I'm thinking about killing it. Your read is good. Your read is good. The ES should offer down there. It should. So let's just let it play out. Don't overthink it. Oh my gosh. Okay, start overthinking it. This freaking market. I tell you what, we can't go one direction ever. I'm going to get stopped at break even. See how big this rip is? It may be a 500 point rip. From that 5 minute perspective, we even left this low. This is just another liquidity grab. So right here should be our reversal point. Right around the 50 mark should be our reversal point. But it could go to 80. It could go fill this entire fair value gap. So I'm just going to have to mark it in wherever it decides it wants to reverse. Could go all the way back to settlement right here. All the way freaking to settlement. I'm going to go to that 1 second chart again. And see if we can get an optimal entry here. Oh man, wrong one. This one can go back to the 5 minute. Right here. 15 seconds. Oh, 1 second. 1 second chart. Yeah. Anybody interested in a 1 second candle that's 20 points long? 14 points long? 2 seconds is good Lord. Oh, those things are nuts. Lower high. This would be our breaker on the 1 second chart right here. We dipped, but we didn't go below it. We're up in the 60s, 70s. Look at that rip up. It would have definitely got me at break even. Are we going all the way back up to these highs? All the way back to the breaker here? We certainly didn't make it back to this one. Or ES's. I guess we did on ES. We kind of meandered around there. Took out that low. Let's try that one on a 15. I think we pushed down so far. The 15 minutes is going to be a mile away. Yeah. Resistance maybe? Nope. All the way back to the breaker again. That would be crappy. So there is this fair value gap right here. That could be a point of contention, possibly. Man, this market is so freaking difficult to trade. It really is. It violates every rule. You get a PD array that's good, everything looks nice. We go to a low, we leave it here, take it over here. We push down, we violate that. Don't make it to the other breaker. Rip up. That's at least 100 points. $128 point rip to the upside. And maybe we take the lows. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe we take that low. Maybe we go to settlement. I said that earlier. We could stop right here and go all the way to settlement. We dang sure trying, aren't we? ES is right where it reversed before. This looks like, because of its aggressiveness, it looks like a liquidity run. It looks like the kind of thing that would go back to a breaker and fall out of bed. That's what it looks like. But it may not be. I mean, what happened that every person in the world decided, oh, we need to buy the heck out of all these stocks? This has nothing to do with somebody buying stocks and everything to do with an algorithm delivering price. Let's go back to London for a minute. We did one of these too. We'll look at it on ES while that one does its thing. Extended. Okay, so here's London. We started heading down towards the lows. Right here. And we got there and we ripped up again. And we took out some highs, but not all the highs. Took out these highs. And of course, when the market opened, this is all a whole new ball game. This is kind of like New York pre-market. But we did rip lower and then rip back higher. Is that repeating itself here? Is this a 15-minute range that we're dealing with? And we are just going to take out the highs? I don't need this in here right now. No. I would put that way up there where I thought it was safe, and it ain't safe. Where we go and we take out the highs of this 15-minute range, and then we come back and we take out the lows of that 15-minute range. Is that what we're dealing with here? That is freaking nuts. But that's what I've been noticing. We think we're going somewhere because of all this huge price movement. By the time it gets up here, it's going to be 150, 170 point move. But we're just in a 15-minute range that's gigantic. ES took its 15-minute range low. NQ did not. See that? ES took it, NQ did not. Are we just going to take that high and rip right back down to the bottom? Since we took this, is this it? We're going to settlement? I don't know. This is very freaking difficult trading conditions, folks. If you're getting trouble, you're getting in, I mean, you might get lucky and get a good trade. But this, to me, you might as well just buy it and hold on tight, because we are apparently going all the way back to settlement. That was a crazy rip to the upside. That's the kind of thing you see when it returns to the breaker, though. That's what you see a lot of times when it returns to the breaker. The problem is it didn't return to the freaking breaker. It violated one fair value gap, didn't make it to the other one, didn't take out that low, and then went on this monumental run. So the signal was about to materialize, but it didn't. It didn't materialize. So how do you get in? How do you know this is about to rip higher 200 points? It's just very difficult trading conditions. Everything feels like a gamble. Everything. 50-point rip on ES at $50 a point. Holy cheese balls. Okay, that's wrong. We're at first press. We could reject off of here. Or invert. 238 points. Straight rip up. With no opportunity to do anything but watch. God bless America. This is no longer an issue. So first presentation could be a line in the sand. At this point, we did take the high of this 15-minute range, continued up. We got that one to contend with, which would correspond well. First presentation fair value gap. I didn't even mark one over here on ES. We need to look at it. Let's get this out of the way for a minute. So 1 minute. God, look at that. you're going to hop in there and get lucky and get one. Yeah, that's going to happen. So ES, rip down, rip back up. This is its 130 point equivalent first presentation fair value gap. Right there. So it can go all the way to the center of this first presentation fair value gap. I don't even know what all these lines are anymore. I'm getting rid of them. I think it's the opening gap, but there they went. May have been the weekly reversal. And still 20 points to the center. And it did kind of reject right off the center. I'm selling one. Just in case. That's our contention. That's our midnight open. We were running liquidity. But we could also be running to the high of the day. I just expect some sort of a pullback here. We took 725. We're back at 700. ES took 59. Can we get back to 50? Well, this is our previous breaker, and we just blew through it like it was sitting still. I'm looking for a rejection off of this first presentation fair value gap. If it doesn't start heading that way soon, I'm going to have to kill this one. I don't want to lose any money on it. There we go. There's 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. Let's take it off right there. Are we even in the green yet? We're in the green by $46. We just need 100 more. What are the odds of getting 100 points? 50 points move is all I need here. 50 point move. Maybe I should try to go long right there on that fullback.
Do it.
All right. Enjoy.
See you all later.
Okay. That says LH, but this actually opening range high is right there. That's that half of the gap. I'm just trying to scalp to that top of that wick right there. ES is moving up real good, so I think NQ is going to follow it. I'm not going to try for a bunch, just maybe 20, 30 bucks. This is usually when I get in bad trouble. I try for 20, 30 bucks and I get smoked for 100. Just one little push here, guys. I don't want to hold it forever. Okay, I am convinced that I'm going to lose this trade. It's going to rip back down to 700 or 80. ES is just grinding higher and higher and higher, and NQ is stalled. Yep, that's it. That's it. I lost money. I'm down in the hole. I'm not in the hole, but I lost $20, I bet. No, I'm down in the hole. That cost me $50 right there, guys. $50 on that little push. That little bitty swing there. Oh, God bless America. This is hard to trade. I'm done with it. I'm done with it for a while. This is just too difficult for me. So ES did take that low, and then we ripped higher. Most likely we're going higher, but this was the place to get in, not here. So I just screwed up. You know, I should have held this one. I killed it, thinking we might push one more time to the low, because we have been. And that was my trade right there. That was my one trade, one good trade a day type of situation. Everything else has just been luck. You know, this was a decent read. I did think we possibly could make this low, and the way it's moving, we could. We absolutely still could. But I'm done. I don't want to mess with it. If it comes down here and takes this low on ES, that's at 65.89 half, I will be interested in a long position there. But I'm not interested in any more of this at all. So I'm going to end the stream. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to y'all next time.